Hey, welcome to a new episode of Growth Groove with Dr. Ericka. I'm so excited to be with you. So happy Tuesday. I was going to say hump day. I realized it ain't hump day, it's Tuesday, but for some reason my mind has the days of the week all mixed up. Does that happen to you when we get near vacations that you start getting the days mixed up? Because I realized I even did an Instagram story picture and put like happy hump day on it. I promise I do know the days of the week. So welcome to this episode of Growth Groove with Dr. Ericka. I am your host, Dr. Ericka. And today we're talking about the power of choice, redefining redemption in every decision. And I'm really excited to talk about this topic. But before I tell you why, let's do a little housekeeping. The first thing is, if you know anybody that needs to hear this, tag them. Let your fingers do the walking. Also, if you know someone that needs this, please share. Sharing is caring. Please. The last thing is, if you're watching it later, don't even worry about it. Just stick hashtag replay in the comments so I know you are here. Let me know where you're watching from, and we're going to get to that. Apparently, I think my computer is extra special touched. I am I'm convinced my computer has gremlins. Like, it's almost time for Christmas, and it's like, we have gremlins. We are not trying to do work. So if you see me give it a side eye like this, that's what had happened was. So if you don't know me, I am your host, Dr. Ericka, Harvard-trained double board certified psychiatrist and host of the hit podcast, Better with Dr. Ericka. I am so excited to be here with you today because I am extremely passionate about helping people be better, do better, and live better. I do that through my adult telepsychiatry practice. My books, including Fix Your Fairy Tale, A Woman's Guide to a Great Life, Love, and Legacy, my speaking, and my podcast, Better with Dr. Ericka. I do all of this to help busy people like you. You show up for your friends, you show up for work, you show up for your family, show up for your community, show up for everybody but you. I do this to put you back in your life. So let's get to it. We don't have a lot of fancy slides today. We're just going to talk. So part of the reason we're talking about this is, one of the ways I relax when I have been working hard is me and my couch and tea. So you're going to see me pour my tea. I guess these people need to be sponsoring me, given I realized the name showed up on my tea thing. I need to be about getting those dollars. So I relax on the couch and I sip my tea. And I recently got caught up. If you don't know, my name is Dr. Ericka, and I am a sci-fi geek. I used to be a chemist. I am all about these kind of geeky things. And I finally got caught up in Loki and finally saw what everyone was talking about and the huge redemption arc that Loki had. If you are have not watched everything, I am not going to give spoilers, but you really get to see the redemption arc in Loki season 1 that culminates in season 2, which, as you know, is different content than the movies. Just kind of like, you can watch Star Wars stuff, and then, if you did not watch Clone Wars and Rebels, some stuff gets a little confusing, like Ahsoka. I did, though. I watched Clone Wars, Bad Batch, and Rebels, so I was ready. But if you catch that part of Loki, you'll really get to see that redemption arc. And then also their promos, because the Netflix, who is not paying me, live action show for Avatar: The Last Airbender is coming out. Not to be confused with that M. Night Shyamalan situation for The Last Airbender. I'm a huge fan of the actual cartoon Avatar: The Last Airbender that came on Nickelodeon. And I watch it probably about once a year. And I just rewatched it getting ready. But there's a character on there named Zuko. And Zuko and Loki actually are my favorite redemption arcs of all time in the fictional world. So that made me think a lot about redemption. And not only was I thinking about that, but, this holidays, all this stuff comes up. I spend my days talking to patients all day, even though I do some other things. So I do talk and listen to people talking about other stuff, but, just kind of listening to just all of the heavy burden that decision making and just kind of how life has shown up for people can impact them. And I wanted to talk about, I brought in redemption because I was inspired by these TV shows. But when I thought about redemption, One of the biggest things in redemption is choice. It is the choice to be better, do better, live better. It's the choice to do something differently. It's the choice to live a different life, which is how you actually got redeemed. And in the midst of life, the thing I hear so often is people feeling helpless and feeling hopeless and feeling like they don't have a choice. They're just stuck with whatever it is, be it a janky marriage, a bad job, racism, sexism, being whatever height they are, whatever, however they look, their weight. They just feel like they're stuck and they're stuck with whatever they got. And one of the biggest things I see so often is what breaks my heart is when I'm having conversations with people and I ask them, where do you want to be? Or what does being better look like for you? And they can't think of anything. And they keep telling me, Doc or Dr. Goodwin, nothing's going to help. Nothing's going to work. I don't even want to take I don't want to take medicine. I don't want to do anything because nothing's going to get better. And to me, that brings us back to this conversation around how our choices and what we believe can make a huge difference. Because at the end of the day, one of my favorite definitions of redemption is the action of being saved from sin, error, or evil. And we're not going super biblical, so we don't have to go to all the evil and stuff. But the redemption is just that action of being saved and for things getting better and changing. And the reason I use some fictional characters is, that's looking at worst case scenarios. You were, murdering people, doing the most, and then you somehow save the world. And most of us are not murdering people trying to save the world. We're just trying to live a good life. So when we think about redemption, I want you to think of the opportunity for things to be better, the opportunity to have a better life, the opportunity to live better. I want you to think about that opportunity. And the reason it's important to, number one, think about the opportunities, to believe there is an opportunity to be better, do better, and live better. But the next is the fact is that as humans, we have free will. So sometimes in the midst of getting stuck and feeling hopeless or helpless or things can't get better, it's easy to forget that you have choices. Let me say that one more time. It's easy to forget that you have choices and you always have a choice. Whether you roll over in the bed or get up is a choice. Whether you have chicken or sliced turkey is a choice. Whether you have oatmeal or a smoothie is a choice. Whether you call your best friend or text them is a choice. Whether you apply for that new job or lay on the couch is a choice. Whether you walk around the corner or drive around the corner is a choice. You get it. Your day is filled with choices. And there are times where you may feel like you don't have a choice, and there still is a choice to be made. And the thing to remember, which to me was really highlighted in that election where Trump was elected, is a lot of people said, well, I'm not going to vote. And there are times where no action is a choice. Really, no action is always a choice. So there's always some type of choice. Now, it isn't always the ideal choice that you want that's going to get you from A to B in one step. But there's always a choice. And I want to remind you that because I want you to get your power back. And part of the reason you get your power back is because you believe you even have power. And one of the ways to exercise that power is to exercise choice, because you have free will to make a choice. Now, the thing is your day is filled with choices. Your day is filled with decisions. Some of them you aren't even thinking about. And I do realize that it is real that, especially in the world of adulting and burnout, that there can be some decision fatigue. But I want you to remember that you have a choice, and choice is power. And if you can believe in the opportunity to be redeemed or for things to get better, because, honestly, if we look at being saved from error, it doesn't have to be something horrible. It doesn't have to be something catastrophic or detrimental to be saved from error. But the thing that we're looking at is with the power of choice is you're saving yourself. You aren't waiting for someone to show up. I won't lie. I used to have someone joke around and say, I was waiting for my future rich husband to save me. Guess who's single? Guess who doesn't have a rich husband? Guess who doesn't have a rich boyfriend? So I had to what? Save myself. So part of the reason I want to talk about this is you have the power to save yourself. Now, there are times also to remember, we talk about it in business a lot. People talk about different things about failure, failing forward or failing being a tool to win, and how most people that have successful businesses have failed. And to me, when we're having this conversation about choices and redemption, failure comes in there. And I think part of it is redefining what failure is, and that failure isn't always a bad word. And that those lessons that you get from, and failure can be charged. So we can just say when things don't go right, when you take a chance or you do something, it just don't go right, is that it can help you be humble. It can help you have a new perspective. It can challenge you to do things differently and you find a solution that is better. It may lead you to new interactions and relationships, or you may learn something about yourself. But the thing is remembering that with each of these steps, you have choices. And if things don't go right, you make more choices. You make different choices. But I wanted to just remind you of the power that you hold. We're going into a new year, but we're also going into this holiday season. And a lot of people keep talking to me about how stressed they are. There are too many things to do. All the things this year flew by, and people are feeling overwhelmed. And just as we talked a couple weeks ago about some, it was like 5 tips or strategies to survive the holidays, those are active choices that make this season more workable. And there are times where you can choose to have the turn up. Dr. Ericka is known for purposely doing the turn down, but you have the choice. So the thing is, I want to just remind you of the choice that you have and the power you have when you exercise those choices. And don't just let those choices happen. Start actively being a part. That's part of the reason we talk about putting you back in your life, is so that you can actively be involved in your life, actively make choices and feel like you played a part and take your power back so you can be better, do better, and live better. Okay? Deal? So I told you I wasn't going to keep you in here forever. If you're listening and don't know me, I am Dr. Ericka. I'm your host. If you know someone that needs this, please share. If you know someone that needs this, please tag. And also, if you're watching later, put hashtag replay in the comments. Feel free to catch this. Go back to the beginning if you missed it. We're going to wrap up pretty soon and quickly. But the biggest things to remember is redemption is just saving yourself for error. You have the power to save yourself. Save yourself. Don't wait for somebody else. Save yourself. Kind of like Aziz Ansari. Treat yourself. Save yourself. Save yourself. All right? Deal? Can you do it for me? I know you can do it. I know you got this. Save yourself. And remember that you have choices. Your day is full of choices. You have choices. Don't give your power away. Actively make your choices and take those baby steps towards where you want to go. And take those steps towards a different tomorrow if you want something different. All right. So if you like what you heard and you love hearing me talk, you can hear me talk some more on my podcast, Better with Dr. Ericka. I am super excited because guess what? Season 5 is starting. Season 5 is starting. So I'm super duper excited. We have a new episode that's going to be coming out. Just letting you know, it is not this bonus. That's what happens when you don't blow a slide up and you don't realize that it's not the original, just plain graphic. But we're making it work. It's a new episode of Better with Dr. Ericka. Season 5 is starting tomorrow. And we're going to switch my broadcast day. Since I come out here on Growth Group with Dr. Ericka on Tuesdays, instead of doing the podcast same day, we're going to do the podcast release on Wednesday. So the first episode is tomorrow. You do not want to miss it. My guest is Tiffany Hauser. She is phenomenal. You can find me on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, or go to my website, betterthepodcast.com, and check me out. The next thing for you to know is if this is educational purposes only. This is not me being your doctor. You know I'm not your doctor. I don't see you on a live stream. I'm going to see you one-on-one. If you are interested, I do have openings. I am not full, and some quality telepsychiatry. As I said, I do therapy. All my patients aren't even on medication, but if you're interested in me actually being your doctor, go to goodwinmed.com to get more information and set up your consultation. What better Christmas gift can you give to yourself than the gift of mental health? All right. So again, I'm your host, Dr. Ericka, Harvard trained, double board certified psychiatrist and host of the hit podcast Better with Dr. Ericka. New season coming out tomorrow. I am here to help you be better, do better, live better. I do that by doing these live streams, doing speaking, my private practice, which we talked about, streaming below, my books, and the podcast we already spoke about. I do all this to help busy people like you that show up for work, you show up for your friends, you show up for your family. You often don't show up for yourself. I'm here to help you show up for yourself and put you back in your life. Thanks for showing up. I'm so excited to be back doing Growth Group with Dr. Ericka. Can't wait to see you. The show comes on Tuesdays. Happy holidays. All of the good stuff. We'll probably air a replay next week because it will be the day after Christmas. But thank you so much. And please check out the podcast. Please follow or subscribe. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel. Get all the things, know all the deeds. All right. That's what I got for you. Have a great night, a great holiday. Take your left hand, put on your right arm, take your right hand, left arm, squeeze, give yourself a big hug. And thank you. Congratulations for pouring into yourself. And thanks for doing quality time with me. Have a good night.